this is a beautiful car we have behind us. First of all, just tell me what it is that we're looking at.
It's a 1932 Ford three-window coupe, and it has suicide doors, which they came out with in those years. The doors open the wrong way.
This has such a fantastic story behind this car. Certainly, just a short time ago, did not look as beautiful as it stands here. Tell me about finding this car and the story leading up to today.
Well, in 1992, my friend and I received a phone call from a friend and said that there was an old car in their neighbor's backyard in Lakewood. So we got a phone number and proceeded to go to make arrangements to go see the car and everything. So we did. So the fellow that owned the car was older, and his grandson or nephew or somebody was selling the car. So we went and looked at the car and everything, and the guy said that there was more parts in the garage, and that if we were interested, you know, blah, blah, blah. So my friend asked the guy, he said, well, has anybody else made an offer on the car? And he said, yeah, somebody came by and offered us $500. So my friend said, well, would you take $1,000? So he said, yeah. So he gave him the $1,000, shook hands, and told him that we'd arrange for a tow truck to come the next day and pick the car up. And so that's what got it all started. From there, it took from 92 to, I think, 97, I guess, or 5, and then the car was completed.
Now, you were doing this out of a friend's garage. How much of it was your own, you know, sweat and hard work? Do you normally restore cars?
No, my friend, it was actually his car, and I helped him with the car for the length of the building the car, and I wanted to do that just to learn, because I was reaching an age where I could afford a car and wanted to get a car. So at that time, I helped him all through the car. And we did as much work as we can do. We don't do paint, we don't do upholstery. So, and the car was completed in 97. I asked my friend, I said, do you think if you ever sold a car, would you give me a chance at it? And he said, yeah. So I have another car, and I never thought, first of all, he'd sell the car. So 3 years ago, he came to me one day and he said, sit down. He said, I want to tell you something. So he said, the car is yours if you want the car. And I said, oh, you got to be kidding. You're not going to sell this car. So anyway, I purchased the car, and I've had the car myself, owned it for the last 3 years.
Do you take it out and get some Sunday drives in it?
Oh, we take it out. It's been to Pleasanton, California, San Luis Obispo. We just got back from the Del Mar show in April, the first part of April. And yeah, we go to Friday night cruises, and down to Garden Grove on Friday night. They have a nice cruise down there, and it gets around.
I'm sure it gets some second looks too.
Yes, it does. It's a very nice car, not because it's mine, but it is. And the original cars, it's an original car made into a street rod. They're getting harder to come by. And also it has a Ford motor, so it's all Ford, where a lot of them have Chevrolet motors.
Can you tell me kind of the fascination? This is a 32, but you see a lot of 44s, and just what you say, people like to hot rod them. As someone who owns one of these, what's the fascination between these old cars?
For me, as a kid growing up, that was the kind of cars there was in my era. And so, and in that era, that's when the hot rod, the guys came back from the war, and that's when the hot rods got started. California really is the mecca for hot rods. And they used to take the fenders off and race them on the streets and all that. So that's kind of been just part of my life. So you look, say someday, gee, I wonder if I'll ever be able to achieve that. And I was fortunate that I have a car like that and fulfilled my dreams.
And it must be fun having it at a car show, and this one in particular is for charity. So can you tell me what the draw was to bring it out here to the Edelbrock show?
We go to a lot of fundraisers for different charities and organizations, and this one is especially a special one for the kids that have learning disorders. So we participate in a lot of the shows we participate in are fundraising shows of this kind.